right, so these are the Harvest Haven turkeys. From the age of about 9 weeks, when they're good to go for the weather, they get raised on grass. They follow up behind our sheep. So I think I talked earlier in one of the videos about following up behind our cows with laying hens. We follow up behind our sheep with turkeys because they both use the same netting. So we set up a fencing for our sheep, and after they get it grazed just about to the ground, then we save some leftovers and we bring in the turkeys inside the same fencing enclosure that the sheep were just using, and we move the sheep forward. So you can hear the sheep in the background, and we'll take a shot of them next. But they're in the next square. So it's an assembly line where the sheep graze first and then move, and the turkeys come in behind. Turkeys are, as you can see, they're extremely sociable creatures. They're very, very sensitive to stress. And so raising turkeys in a factory barn setting, it's just so rough. They have to live for you know, about 20 weeks, 22 weeks. So they have a longer lifespan than a chicken. And when you put them under all that stress for that whole lifespan, it's just horrible for these birds. Whereas these birds, we move them into a new pasture, they're running around, they're hunting grasshoppers, they're eating bugs, they're grazing all the leftovers, they're scratching through the sheep manure and spreading it apart for us. And it's just such a clean model. This is their roosting structure. This is their turkey villa, we call it. And they all roost in here at night, and we can close this right here. And the cage is sticking out on the outside to protect them from any coyotes that might make it through the fence. And then we can move the feeders every day so the poop buildup near their feeders doesn't accumulate. This thing gets moved every 2 days so that the poop from roosting there at night doesn't accumulate and burn the grass. And so we just keep everything mobile, and then after 4 days, the whole thing moves forward to a new piece of grass, so that there's never any odor or disease or manure accumulation anywhere. Yeah, so the result is just when you have a nice dinner with your family and you've got this nice bird on the table, it's not this horrible factory dry turkey bird. Because when the turkeys get enough greens to graze, it changes the composition of the fats, and it turns them into fats that are more moist at room temperature, so that when you serve your turkey on the plate, it doesn't get totally dry the moment it comes to room temperature. It's still juicy. And so just your eating experience, it's totally different with a bird like this. I have customers that they don't eat organic at all. They don't even care about organic, but they still come faithfully to get a bird here every year because they cannot stand to eat a factory bird anymore. And eating a bird, like, it changes the whole meal. It changes the whole experience with your family. Because you know that when you're feeding an animal like this to your family, that you're nourishing them. You know, you might be able to feed them with a factory bird, but all the chemical residue and the bacterial contamination and the stress buildup in the immune system of that bird, it's all coming through in that meal. And when you feed your family this bird, you're feeding them like unbelievable mineral rich life. I don't even know how to explain it. It's just this wonderful experience when you know that the food you're serving your family is making them healthier than before they sat down at the table with you. Instead of just being a dinner that you eat together, you're being nourished together. And that's the difference between factory farming, money-centered farming, and life-centered farming. So, yeah, these are our turkeys. They're wonderful and they're happy.